Hi, and welcome to this short video on social workers in Legal Aid Queensland. As some of you might know, Legal Aid Queensland employs a small team of social workers who work across a range of our services. But what exactly is it that we do? This video will tell you what a social worker is, why we are part of Legal Aid Queensland, and how we function in each step of a client's journey from seeking counsel to going to court to after court proceedings have finished. So let's start off with what social work actually is. The Australian Association of Social Workers says that the social work profession facilitates social change and development, social cohesion, and the empowerment and liberation of people. How do we do this? On the ground, we have a dual focus. First, we help individuals at the personal level by providing counseling, mediation, and dispute resolution services, acting as interpreters, or by helping clients access other support services. Second, we work on the social level, helping clients deal with external issues that may be impacting their well-being. For example, if they are facing inequality, injustice, or discrimination. This can be in policy development, education, community engagement, research, or advocacy. Underpinning everything we do are strong values rooted in social justice, human rights, collective responsibility, and respect for diversity. Sound familiar? Clearly, these values overlap with the values behind the work done at Legal Aid Queensland. So what do we add to Legal Aid? Legal Aid Queensland states its mission as to give legal help to financially disadvantaged people about criminal, family, and civil law matters. As legal professionals, you do this by applying your expertise in the law to help clients seek and receive justice. But we know that when working with at-risk populations, legal justice is often just part of the picture. Servicing our clients means addressing a wide range of issues, some of which are legal, but many of which involve other social and personal issues, from confronting structural inequalities and discrimination, to dealing with lack of access to services, to addressing mental illness, addiction, or disability. That's where social workers step in, to fill in the gaps between the processes of legal justice and addressing the greater needs of individuals or groups before, during, and after a legal procedure. Let's look more closely at where social workers fit into each step of the court process. At the beginning of a case, before any formal complaint is made, Legal aid social workers are often called in when a client first brings an issue to Legal Aid Queensland, particularly in family courts, domestic violence hearings, and immigration and asylum cases. From the start, we make contact with the client and provide information, counseling, and connections with other services, such as housing and financial support. It's our aim to make sure the client is safe and able to access any necessary resources as they decide what direction to take their issue. If after talking with our legal professionals, the client decides to make a formal legal complaint, we often act as mediators between legal aid solicitors and the client to interpret legal terms and jargon and examine with the client the potential impacts of various outcomes. If court will be involved, we can also help prepare clients for what to expect and prepare statements. When the client goes to court, we stay with them throughout the process, continuing to provide counseling and linking them to external resources to help them cope with whatever is going on for them. But we don't only work behind the scenes, we also have a role to play in a client's stay in court. We'll often perform psychosocial assessments or give testimony or evidence, especially in cases where we've been working with a client for an extended period of time. Finally, when the case ends, the legal aid social worker's relationship with the client does not necessarily end with it. What happens next depends largely on the outcome of the case. Typically, in a court case involving family court, domestic violence or child protection orders, or immigration issues, the legal aid social worker will continue to meet with the client to assess the impact of the case on their well-being and resulting situation. Here we take on a maintenance role, continuing to work with individuals and families in support and counseling roles to ensure the court order is upheld and the family is not experiencing excessive trauma from the verdict. Where necessary, we refer the client on. Other times, especially in criminal and mental health cases, where a client might receive a prison sentence or be obliged to enter a mental health facility, the legal aid social worker will assist in the